Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, members of my platform, GBV. Good afternoon, very senior citizens among us. Good afternoon, the ecosystem. This is Afternoon Drive from Abuja on GBV Skills Acquisition and Innovation Platform. Thank you for giving your time to us and to always keep following our messages and teachings. We want to say a very big thank you to you, members of the general public. Our core members of Trustcom multipurpose cooperatives, grassroots bridge builders, and all the other associate organizations connected to us. We appreciate and we always want to remain committed to the developmental focus and the priority as a citizen, standing for the ordinary people, speaking rightly at all times to ensure there's peace, equity, and justice. My name remains Ibrahim Moses Igoche, the voice of the voiceless. So, on this afternoon program, still on how it starts, is the storyline on how the NASDAQ GBB project starts. Today, that we are giving birth to the removal of the 50 million Nigerians youth in partnership with Mr. President, Renew Hope agenda, giving the opportunity to work and to recruit people and empower them, and areas of our needs and challenges will be addressed and be properly taken care of. We want to appreciate him dearly. Our regard to him is of that of a father and not just a president. Today it sounds very funny that why is Engineer Brian speaking good about the president while people are going through hardship and everything? I want to assure us that this hardship, in no time, it will go. A nation that is undergoing transformation goes through this hardship. But once it's becoming excessive, it's becoming unavoidable. But I know the situation of Nigeria with the kind of people who are, it can never get to that point. This is the height of it. And Mr. President is doing everything humanly possible with all the appointees to ensure that things move and things work rightly. We are speaking because of our engagement. And I know all other youth out there who has it upstairs, who knows what Mr. President wants, have been finding it so difficult to get involved, to get interested, and to showcase their talent the way we are today. We are not fighting what we have. We have the skills and we have the organization. Now that we have the government, we are grateful to God and we are praying for long life Nigeria to enhance better understanding people in different corners of leadership, to correct mistakes where mistakes are made, even unknowingly. This is the area where GBV comes in. And coming in contact with very well-meaning Nigerians, I don't want to mention their names, giving us the hope, giving us the understanding, giving us every reason to remain focused, makes us to give it all to our nation, Nigeria. As we commence this shortlisting of these applicants in the 36 states, going to be manned by the Renew Hope ambassadors, And we are going to make sure that every system for the first time show transparency, installation, and also working and recovering the abandoned property, including talents. Part of the intellectual recovery that we're doing, the Triangle Project is handling it, and in the 36 states, you shall be involved in the positive Nigeria. Let us don't remain where we are and continue to complain, because the complaint will not help us anymore. If the complaint were to help us by now, I think all our problem would have been solved in Nigeria. So I want to advise us youth from experience. We're going to go through how it starts. Doing business with the government is one of the best if you are able to meet up the requirement and the demands of the government if need be. What I mean by demands, giving the necessary documentation, necessary presentation, necessary meetings, and everything that has to make a director general to put his hand on a partnership that will not yield interest to the citizen of the country, most especially industries, agency like NASDAQ, that has the mandate of empowerment, skills, innovations, space. This is the platform which the world is running on. So doing anything with NASDAQ, you must have to have all it takes, both the credentials, both the technical know-how, and most especially the reality that is before this whole assignment. Thank God, Mr. President made it easy. Thank God, the Director General of NASDAQ, who has become a father and a brother to all the teeming youth of Nigeria. As we go ahead, I'll be unveiling his advices, his support to this project, seeing it as a young project that could power Nigeria within now and the end of the administration, and youth of Nigeria can stand out there, can speak rightly, and that name they call us, we can decline on that name. This is where we are today. Most people are worried about not me talking about GBB, Trustcom project. Those projects are easily, they are almost done. There is no point talking about what you want to give to people. There have been a lot of wrong operation in the system, but with the special task force and with what is happening, I think we are going to get it right. If you have money to give to the people or you need support, you seek for support. If you don't have the money in your local home, don't seek for subscription. We are going to talk about this on the next project because of calls are coming in. I don't want to talk about it now, but we should be grateful to God to have a system like this that is committed to the ordinary people. With this, we are all going to go very far and very well, and we'll have a good landing. So back to it. So I want to appreciate every time if I do my messages and I don't appreciate my brother, the family that understand what the youth is going through, and making sure that in supporting someone's dream is building the nation for order. It's no other person than the Director General and the Chief Executive of the National Space Research and Development Agency, Dr. Matthew Olumide Adepoju. So many people have been wondering, we have been talking about him. He has been doing that. He's been traveling for space issues in America. And this is the kind of arrows that the president need or a nation need to build a formidable platform. Standing up to your office, standing up to your demands, because every office has its demands and requirements. Part of the requirement, you are waiting for the central government to actually provide resources for you to take the move. It sometimes gets delayed. So we're looking for partners that could stand up and effect changes even while they're running on personal courses. This is the kind of dreams that this young man has, and this is what he's doing. I'm happy to meet with him. And as we talk about good people, we also talk about the bad people too. Because there are some areas, some agencies, when you go and you put a proposal, that's the end of the dream. But in NASDAQ, it's different. Starting from the committee, there's a lot of cross-examination. There's a lot of, I'm going to be bringing it up how it starts, so that if you have any reason to bring up your partnership, whatever you want to do, you need to have the experience of what I've gone through. That is a natural experience. Sometimes it looks like it's too tough, it's too rigorous, because sometimes you run out of so many things. Logistics these days, you know what I mean? To be going for a committee every Thursday for almost 4 months, trying to dig at everything, because there are so many partnerships done in the past and it's not effective. And partnership that has no revenue to the system, to me, is waste. So being an agency does not mean that we should not look for revenue. We should not work for revenue. If we don't get revenue, how do we move the agency forward? This is mandates of the federal government. So we have all skills that can bring revenue into the system, and we find it difficult sometimes to partner them with some of the ministers, NGOs, directors. And the problem is that you can't cross one office to another office. And because if you get to the next office, someone say you were there, is so many stories along the line, because so many things have been done hidden. So now that it is open to us, we don't need any office to cross any office. We are now working directly with the system that matters. And every offices work with us, and we have all offices as equal right to protect. So the recovery team of Mr. President, the special task force, who have been very well, who are trying to put everything right, all the abandoned properties, we are also partnering. We are working together. We're providing services to make sure that this opportunity is a reality in our time. For the involvement of youth, we thank Mr. President for exposing us to this great opportunity to be part of the recovery of government public assets that are not properly positioned. And everybody who is involved in this project has one story or the other to tell, that government has actually tried, but a lot of errors are also man-made. So part of these errors are what we are correcting now. And if we want to correct this error by going back to pay back who has caused this error, or rather remove the pains and bring it back, we're going to be causing pains to ourselves, Nigerians. It is always better to look at where you start today, where you stand right now, and say, well, this is my starting point. I need to move forward. So at this point, Nigeria need to move forward, and the Renew Hope ambassadors are ready to be part of positive Nigeria inside Nigeria, doing the right thing and working with the right people to make sure that the youth, they need the people that require this opportunity gets this opportunity. So by this, we cannot afford to uh, be out of the system or be far from the system that works. So youth in the 36 states, all the properties they are recovering, all the existing ones, there's going to be proper maintenance check, and there's going to be availability of resources from the youth that will maintain this. A lot of jobs are going to be created for the local government, the state government, and part of the parastatals, that a lot of corrections need to be done. And we're starting from the complete building, electrical, environment, and all to good living, and then amounted to good governance. On this case, a lot of people are going to be involved, and there's going to be financial implications, payments, wages, support, volunteers, like we have all volunteers appointments for our leaders in all the states. They voluntarily to work with Purple Heart to ensure that everything they are doing is in the interest of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, giving the opportunity to Purple Heart to recover these properties. We're not just recovering properties, we're recovering talents. Part of the thing that GBB NASA is doing right now is recovering of talent, creating opportunity for many talents that have lost to come back. Professionals all over the world who have something to offer, who find it difficult to partner with the government. The number to call is already there, and you know what to do when you want to reach to the central government. Bring up your proposal, till it up very well, and ensure that whatever you're presenting to your government should be nothing but the truth, and go through the processes. Don't be discouraged even when you had harsh conversation. God will see you through as we go around to go. So right now, I'm going to bring in how it goes, some of the experience that came up that period, and I want you to also have the same experience with me. And I still was not discouraged, That give me a strength. Each time I go home, I look at it and I said, okay, now this is how a good manager should cross-examine
more
process
uh,
of everything that is happening. And some people might see it, oh, why is this guy asking me these questions? I didn't bring this in because I want to make money. I bring no, 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 no. Everybody need to understand. They need to build you. They need to let you know this is the ethics of the government. But what matters sometimes is the understanding, because most of us are living on emotion. And part of that emotion is why you see most of us are having these challenges. Let's listen to this guy as the interview continue on the committee of NASDAQ GBB to remove 15 million poverties on the street via skill acquisition, according to Mr. President, on his Renew Hope agenda, which we are gearing towards it. Thank God for NASDAQ. Let's listen.
contributions must come from them. Because I believe this is the committee that will drive it. The management have looked at what you presented and they say, okay, this committee come and drive this. For this committee to successfully deliver this, we need to be given all the materials needed to do the job. The materials as we have now cannot even do anything. Maybe, sir, I suggest maybe the starting point is everything you presented to them and let us see it. Let us see exactly in presentation what you have done. So, because everybody here must know where they are keying in into this. Because I can't go back now and tell my director, because my director will ask me, where am I keying into this project? As I speak to you, I don't know. Because what you have told us are definitely quality ideas that cannot just be waved aside. But there has to be a more robust presentation to this committee, because whatever is wrong with the foundation, doesn't matter the quality of what we are building on it. Once the foundation is not that solid, everything will crumble. So we need to take our time to build the foundation here. It is when each and everybody here is convinced of where he stands, where he's coming in, that each anybody will go back and report to his or her own director. Okay, this is where, this is a good place for us to come in. And one of the questions we will ask is, what did they present to you? So, sir, thus far, you have just given us, like I said, general report. But we need much more than this if we are going to kill the way we should kill.
Okay, okay. Sorry, just give me 5 minutes. Let me take the computer upstairs here so that we can look into this in the project.
Sorry, before you go, let me ask you a question.
Now, this is the response that we are getting from the question that was coming. But it's okay. Some people, because of the emotional way of people living and doing things, they will negatize that question. And what am I supposed to do is to provide the comprehensive information that they request. So now we are still going to provide more. We're only doing this to teach you that everything that you're seeing today happens in NASDAQ, undergoes every process. And I want we youth of Nigerian to look at these processes as part of the process that God is using to give us a very clean and clear understanding by providing every information that we need to the people that we want to partner with. And upon this, what makes me so happy is all the everything we're doing there was guided, because there is a legal
Yes.
implication there.
There's no way you can
Like,
have
you
anything
can feel
in
this is
an
from
organization without an
legal.
MOU. An MOU has to be set, first of all, it needs to be signed so that it gives us an insight as to what it is you're offering, and then the agency sits down to look at how they come in, how they're going to keep in, what benefits mutually are we going to all derive from this. All right, and then we can set it in motion, have a time frame, set timelines within which to execute whatever program or project that you have, state by state, from beginning to conclusion. I think that does it. So he said it, but that is it. And just to get the view that this is what we need to do, so that we don't keep sitting, still saying all of this. We need to have that working.
Now, I want us to think back in this direction and listen to what the legal person says. Listen, everything should work within the time frame. That means time is very important when you're doing business, when you're doing empowerment, because it has to work with the time frame. NASDA has a limit of time consumption to every project that you're giving and you're working with them. And it's involving the legal unit to prepare you, because we are building a standard platform for the international organization to defend Nigerians at all levels. And as people are going to onboard on this platform as Nigerian skilled workers, it's going to be clear to other nations of the world that the country Nigeria has respect, regard for those we call our expertise. The government is out to protect you there, give you all the canopy you need as an ambassador and as a diaspora, wherever you are. The intervention teams covers you. The task force is also watching. Please don't stay away when you have challenges. Don't run from the system. Don't give up to it. It's going to be very wrong when we leave our responsibilities and it is left untouched, undone. It will amount to a lot of issues. And why so many things is happening today in the country, we at the end of the day blaming Mr. President or blaming the police, the senators, the whatever, who are supposed to give us support, and thereby they are not. Everything cannot be done by the government. The government is not everywhere, and the government is everywhere except you take something to the government. Then you will see how the government reacts to it and then move forward in that direction. This committee is chaired by Dr. Haruna, and I'm sure most of you uh, know him.
After,
If you have not met him
after
before,
five, observation
this
and correction of the, after
Dr.
reading the minutes of
Haruna
last.
is the head of the committee of NASDA GBB, and he's a wonderful man. He is very wonderful. He supported and gave all to this project. And by the special grace of God, all the TOR from 1 to 5 that makes up this program has been properly positioned for the benefit of Nigerian and the Nigerian people, both home and abroad. Let's hear something from him. This is one of the meetings that he chaired, and I want you to also have the.
That's my own observation. After five, observation and correction of the, after reading the minutes of last meeting, there should be adoption of minutes before going to matters arising from the minutes. Okay? That's my own observation. Any other observation? If otherwise, let's adopt that.
This is to tell you that
After
in
five,
every
observation and
of
correction
the
of the,
stages that
after
we
reading
go
the minutes
through,
of
there
last
was a
meeting, there should be
committee,
adoption of
there was
minutes.
an understanding, and everything was actually working according to plans. Now we have come to the point where we need to involve the people that this program are designed for them to benefit. And in the question asked that they needed to have something to be present to them, a presentation was made that day, and every information required by these young men was provided. I think we can look at one of
are
these
the gadgets
was
that makes up a
happening
complete
during the time
GSM
of this
sector,
broadcast. So
starting from the
we always try
integration,
as much
from
as
the
possible
hardware,
to
and
have
also
this
to the
in
mobile phone.
record so that
So, which means
those
anybody
people,
who has the opportunity to attend this training, the person
part of
will
the
relatively
the
be able to
opportunities
speak
that
one or
comes with
two
the
language
training
of
is
the
what
telecommunication and
he's
skills
trying
that has to
to
do with operation,
explain to the people
including the
there.
power connections, solar system, hybrid. All these things will happen within the course of this training. But we'll be more comfortable now that we have a resource center, a bigger place where people can come in thousands and take this training, while those outside the Abuja can also join us online, because we are building a space online where you take your lecture without my presence, and if you require the assistance of any instructor, you can just book online. It's 24-hour operation. So this will give opportunity to what NASDAQ, the goal of NASDAQ, the target of the science and tech, those professionals, those experts that are somewhere that are not able to join us in this program, they cannot connect to us. We cannot give them a stream link. We cannot bring them live to demonstrate their own expertise from wherever they are before inviting them for a physical demonstration, because we are expecting more professionals to join, like what you guys do in different fields. We are also going to get people that will work with you guys, and then we'll expose these skills to the interested partners.
Part of why we say it is necessary for us to look at some of those things, to you, it might be looking very, very stressful to go through these processes. These processes, yes, of course, they are very stressful, but I can tell you when you go through these processes and you have all your documentations done, you can work with the federal government at all level. You can be trusted, and that is why we're here today. So I want to encourage all of us that as we progress on this development, we make sure that we share this link out. Don't care whether it goes about, somebody is going to benefit from this project. And it's not going to be good for only us to benefit from this project while we have brothers and sisters out there. All you need to do is to click on the likes button, share it. So many people are out there who are looking for this information. You don't need to be in Abuja to take this class. You can be anywhere to take this class. So, and the most important is that getting yourself on the board of the list from the federal government is one of the most important part, that today you are part of the system that we speak for Nigeria in a different form, providing informations that our leaders will need to work with. I want to also appreciate everybody who has been with us all this while, doing one thing or the other. We appreciate you so much, and we cannot say no to your request at any time. For anything you require from us, we are ready, and we are happy to ensure that we provide you the necessary information. For those who want to share up your advert, bring up your the things you do, and having challenges with advertisement, please, GBB is the place to give it up to. And you should be happy to have a system like this that is ready to give you another chance to achieve what you want to achieve. What you want to achieve is our major concern. That is why we say we open our eyes and we did look, we did see. Now, part of the symbol of opening our eye.
Look at what you do to me. Since I don't show you love. Oh. You put me inside your coconi, my baby, oh. You don't they commit.
So, welcome to Grassroots Bridge Builder Afternoon Drive from Abuja. We're going to be doing cooperative update by tomorrow afternoon, and it will be very clear to most of you who has been thinking we are quiet and we don't want to talk to you. No, we need to talk to you when you have positive ideas, when things are ready for you, because you don't need to pay money for you to have the grant. And that is why we have stopped those who are even calling to subscribe. And apart from the stakeholders, which we have even stopped because we have gotten enough stakeholders, the cooperative is working tirelessly to ensure that everything is done. The source of funding to fund the grant is no longer an issue. The only thing now is the processes that we are going to follow, seeking for favor, even from the federal government, to give money to my beneficiaries as stakeholders. I don't think it's much of a question or tax to Trustcom at this moment. But I want to assure us that every subscription done as members of Trustcom is highly appreciated, and the cooperatives still continue and we're running the business of cooperative. Thank you, and God bless you as we expect again to be on air by 6/7 this evening. If you have any question you want to ask about this skills acquisition, how can you get involved in it? What and what do you need? You can call us during the live broadcast, or you can come to our office in Court Road, House 3 by Caro, FCT. Thank you very much. Have a lovely afternoon. This is Afternoon Drive, exactly 31 minutes of time. We have given extra 5 minutes. This program is supposed to be a 25 minutes program, with 6 minutes extra because of the importance and the kind of people I am seeing. Alequiho for Dania. Ball Gloria Original.